Alrighty, we are back with another episode of WrestleChats. Welcome on in, guys. Ray, hello, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Sharpy, how are you, mate?
Good, man. Good to have you here.
Good.
We are covering a few more topics here today of some wrestling events that have happened recently. It might be a few weeks ago by the time you guys hear this, but we just want to discuss a few things. We're going to start with the Motor City Machine Guns debut, #1 contender title match, and then winning the tag titles. What are your thoughts?
So,
Did you know who they were before they even debuted?
no.
Okay.
I had no idea. I don't follow sort of anything that's outside of WWE. I'm strictly a WWE fan and don't follow anything more.
Yep.
So when these guys, Motor City Machine Guns, Motor City Machine Guns came into it, I had no idea who these small guys are, because they are quite small guys compared to a lot more of the athletes in WWE. When they came into it, their debut was quite impressive. I was like, these guys can go. These
I like
guys
their
are,
entrance too. Their entrance
yeah,
is sick.
it is good. Yeah, they've got a lot of respect from the locker room. They've got a lot of respect from, I think, pretty much everybody around the world.
Been around forever.
But for someone who's WWE and only WWE, I don't know anything about it. Once they came into the picture, I then started hearing more over the internet about who these guys were and how much respect that they finally had. Then they became #1 contenders. I thought, this is fantastic. These guys are good. But then to win the titles, once again, being someone who's only in WWE, and these guys have only come into it maybe for what, 3 weeks, and then win a title, I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Build me up, sucker me into your character. Who are you? I want to feel the team chemistry. I want you to drag me along for the story a little bit more. Really let me know who you guys are, instead of me just trying to figure out who you guys are after 2 or 3 weeks. Bang, you're tag team champions. Why? That makes no sense. There's so many other tag teams that I believe that are in the roster that deserve it so much more, that have put in so much more work in WWE. Even though these guys are 20-year veterans, I don't know that because I haven't seen them for 20 years in WWE.
Yeah.
If you want to give me someone like the Hardy Boys that are going to come back for 1 or 2 weeks and then win the tag team championships, I can understand that because everybody knows who the Hardys are. Motor City Machine Gun guys, I don't really know. So I'm not a fan of this at all.
What if they did a tournament of like 8 teams over a month, and they were a surprise team that no one knew about? So let's say there was 8 teams.
Yeah.
And every week it came to the #1 contenders final match, right? So there's like a match, and then a mystery tag team, and they come up in it, and then they win that, they win the next one, and then they win the #1. Would you have preferred something like that rather than random debut, then a #1 random title contender match, and then all of a sudden they win the title? Would you have preferred like a tournament to introduce them so you could see more of that, or
I would rather prefer them to be in the tournament, lose the tournament, have their run for a year, be in the tournament, and then get it like that. Because the short amount of time that I have to get to know these guys, I'm meant to learn and know so much about them. But because I'm strictly WWE, I don't know who these guys are. They haven't proven anything to me whatsoever. And even the same thing happened with the new Bloodline guys. They came in and they got the tag team title belt so quickly.
Yeah.
Even though they were in the main picture so quickly because it is the Bloodline, I was kind of like, I sort of see where you're coming from, but these guys still have to prove so much more to me. So I didn't even like that for the time being.
I remember you saying that, yeah.
If you had someone like the War Raiders or someone like the Street Profits, if they came in, I've seen what they've done from NXT to the main roster, to then sort of been forgotten about, to then come back to putting on stellar matches, to then a year and a half later winning the tag team championships. That's what I want to see. Guys putting in work in WWE to then do their time and then get rewarded by it. Not do their time somewhere else and get rewarded by it.
So far these tag titles have only had Theory and Waller as champs, the Tongans as champs, and now the Motor City Machine Guns.
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth having them around, or should we go back to having one set of tag titles?
That's a great question,
Because
Sharpy.
the ones on Raw have had R-Truth and The Miz, and then the Judgment Day.
Which the Judgment Day has sort of dropped off.
They haven't even defended them, really.
They haven't defended them or anything like that whatsoever.
Should they just do what the women do and have one set of tag titles?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't like that. I'd like the 2 because of the simple fact of when the Usos had both of the tag titles, everyone was just like split them, split them, split them, split them. I think where WWE are falling short is they're not putting enough emphasis and enough time into the tag divisions, which they definitely should. I'm hoping that 2025 and Netflix are really going to push the whole tag division a lot more than what they are the singles division. I'm not too fussed if I don't see LA Knight for maybe 1 or 2 weeks, but knowing he's going to be there to make an appearance, like in the background, do an interview, I'll be more happy with that. But the tag team division can be so much more broader than what it is at the present moment. I'd rather prefer to see 3 tag teams go into a ring, chuck a ladder in the middle, and then you guys figure it out for number 1 contender or something of the sorts down like that. Yep. Because you've got more people in the rings with more characters, with more storytelling, with athletes that could just connect in so many ways instead of just one guy and one other guy trying to connect up. And something we need to sort of
But if you're gonna do that, do it with like 2 big personalities that hate each other.
Yeah.
And put them together, and that's the story of how are these guys going to get along.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like I feel like KO and Randy didn't really have much time as a tag team to sort that. Yeah, I just feel like as soon as Raw went to 2 hours, we kind of lost all emphasis on the tag team stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
It felt like that, and on SmackDown just kind of got pushed to the side. All these brand new sick titles, but we're not going to do much.
Yeah, we're just going to sort of leave them in the background.
The ladder match the other week on Raw was dope.
Amazing.
And then they had, so SmackDown's done a lot better than Raw with the tag titles. Yeah, I'm with you. I think they need to put a bit more emphasis. As soon as Netflix comes along, I would like to see more emphasis on them as well. And just, make better storylines out of it, because there's no real, despite the tag ladder match, and then I did like how the Motor City Machine Guns won the titles because it was involving the Bloodline and Jay getting revenge on him losing his title.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that, and if the way they did win the titles, I think is okay. I didn't hate it as much as you did, but I do agree that it was probably a little bit too quick for me as well. I would have liked at least a month to, just put them out there, give us banger match. They had like 2 matches and they were number 1 contenders. And you're like, all right, well, fair enough. They'll win at the pay-per-view. Yeah. And they're like, oh, shit, they win tonight. What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I think a bit more emphasis in the future on the tag title division would be very nice. I think it should be 1 set.
One set. Okay.
Because the problem with the Usos, they were holding 2 belts the whole time.
Yeah.
If they unified those belts and then they became one set of championships, that would have been okay. Because then no one would have been like, split them. But the year and a half they had 2 belts the whole time.
Yeah.
If they had won them and then made them into a single belt, it wouldn't have been so bad. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But I think that if they can't focus on tag team wrestling like they should, then just have 1, so it's a bit easier.
Yeah, that
like
makes
the women's,
sense.
1 tag, and then you go Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
Yep, and they pop up on NXT every now and again too.
And there's NXT belts, but hey, if you're on your game, you can win it.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah,
so, I don't know.
That's a good point there, Sharpy. I like that one. Yep.
We've had a few injuries recently too. We'll go with the one that happened more recent, which is Rhea Ripley. Busted orbital bone. Now, you had a theory on the stream tonight as to when she might have done it.
So I think there was a segment a few weeks ago, or 1 or 2 weeks ago, where Rhea goes to headbutt, I think, Rodriguez or maybe Liv, and you see sort of it goes into there. But it looks like she almost headbutts a collarbone. Doesn't look like it's head on head or skull on skull, whatever you want to call it. So it might just be a bit of a freak injury. But at the same time, like, it is WWE, so they do concentrate on kayfabe an awful lot. Yeah. Kayfabe is just trying to run with the storyline in and outside of an actual show. So maybe Rhea just does want some time off, because what we had in Saudi, where does Rhea sort of fit into that? And then after that, where is Rhea sort of fit into these things? The whole Liv and Rhea thing is sort of falling a little bit short for the time being. So maybe they're like, well, if we say that she's injured, we can give her 3 to 4 weeks off and then bring her back into the picture. So whether it's a real injury or not is something completely different too. But in saying that, she is an Adelaide girl, and we never want to see that Adelaide girl injured.
The thing that worried me on the Crown Jewel show that we saw tonight was that they said an undisclosed amount of time off. So normally, and like that also tied into the AJ Styles ankle injury, which we're going to talk about as well. But they said the same thing for him, an undisclosed amount of time.
Yeah.
Out indefinitely, sort of thing. So that's the only thing that worries me. I think you're right. I think maybe somewhere in some match, she does use a headbutt occasionally, and she's obviously caught herself, cracked her orbital bone, and then they've gone, right, well, you're going to be out, so we might as well turn it into a storyline where Liv takes you out for the second time this year.
Yeah.
And then you're going to, maybe she doesn't come back until the Royal Rumble.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. That would be great.
That's the only thing that I can think of now. She's got 2.5 months off.
Yep.
Maybe 3 until the Rumble happens.
Yep.
How quickly an orbital bone heals, I don't know. But they got legit scans of the crack, and it doesn't look great.
Is that hers? Because it doesn't show in any way, shape, or form that it's Rhea Ripley's head. It's just an X-ray, which you could probably just go onto Google and get an image like that at some stage, and then just chuck it up and say, this is the storyline. So that's why I'm trying to find it hard to believe whether it's real or not.
They normally do that with, like, if there's an injury with WWE, if there is actually a proper injury, I feel like they like flex it. They're like, yeah, look, his ACL is buggered. Like he's gonna have to go in and we'll film the surgery.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they do that. So like if there actually is an injury, like they normally do, like, oh look, yep, oh so and so's broken his hand in half. Have a look at this X-ray.
Yeah.
So I think maybe it's that thing. You never really know. But I feel like when there is a bad injury like that, they normally do flex it.
Yeah.
To show how tough they are and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like when Rhea busted her arm, we all knew because she was cooked. But they showed like the X-rays and stuff for that. But the same with AJ Styles. So he's literally come back for one night and then hurt himself again straight away.
It was terrible. I don't know if you've watched that match yet, but
he rolls his ankle, something fierce.
Something fierce. And the man was in some pain.
Yep.
He tried to give it up. AJ Styles up there with one of the best in the world that's probably ever done it. Like Hall of Famer already. They tried to put him into the Hall of Fame just the other day, and he turned it down, which it was in TNA, was it?
TNA Hall of Fame, yeah.
TNA Hall of Fame, they tried to put him in there, and he turned it down. Because in his mind, he said, if I'm still wrestling and able to get into the ring,
I'm not going to the Hall of Fame.
I'm not going into the Hall of Fame. That's just not him. I totally respect that, and I love that he's actually done that. But when he did his injury, you can see that he tried to wrestle throughout it, and then eventually just stopped and was angry and slamming his hands on the mat.
He'd only just come back from, I don't even know what his injury was. Was it an ACL? What did he do?
I'm not too sure.
I don't know what it was, but he come back after having 6 to 8 months off, wasn't it? It was a while anyway. So, yeah, it's not good. You can tell when he lands, it properly rolls.
Goes under.
It looked awful.
And we have talked about it before. He has put on so much muscle.
Does that have something to do with it?
It definitely has something to do with it because muscle just weighs more. So he would be used to being quite a smaller framed, I'm going to say athletic, even the word nimble type of guy to get around the ring. And now he's built like a brick, shit house type thing. Yeah. He's now trying to still do flips and land on his ankle when he's just probably put on nearly 20 to 30 kg in muscle. But you can't do that no more. It doesn't work that way.
Like, you look at like Randy and how he wrestles compared to what AJ Styles looks like and how he wrestles.
Yeah.
There's a reason Randy's been able to wrestle so long is because he doesn't do that sort of stuff.
Not at all.
He might have done a little bit at the start, but even at the start of his career, he wasn't doing flips or anything like that.
No way.
I think that AJ maybe needs to lose the 450 splash. The phenomenal forearm is a good move, but maybe it's time to let that go too. I don't know. The Styles Clash is a great move, and you can do it on anybody, and it's safe unless they don't tuck their chin.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it's a tricky one. AJ Styles is probably in my top 5 favorite wrestlers.
Yeah.
And I'm gutted for him that it looks like he's going to be out for a fair while. If it's a ligament injury, it takes a fair while to get those things back on track.
Yeah.
A lot of rehab and a lot of like retightening all the ligaments in your ankle. And he's going to have to strap that thing for the rest of his life too. So
even with WWE professionals out there, there's only so much that they can do. The miracle workers, it's just basically up to AJ's body. And we all know that AJ isn't getting any younger. Not like he's not getting any worse in the ring, but he's just not getting any younger. And our bodies, unfortunately, do shut down as time goes by.
Yeah, it's really disappointing. I hope that he does have a speedy recovery and we hopefully see him soon. All right, let's move on. We've got, we haven't seen these two for a little bit. They'll probably be returned by the time we're talking about this. We're currently filming at the start of November, so if this does seem a little bit out of date, apologies. But Punk and McIntyre post Hell in a Cell haven't been seen for about a month. What do you think they're going to do when they get back?
I think we need to just give a bit of props to the Hell in a Cell match real quickly first.
Is it match of the year? So
I'm going to say match of the year. I'm going to say 10 out of 10. It was incredible.
Is it better than the main event of WrestleMania, though?
Oh, Sharpy.
Second best match of the year.
Second best match of the year. Second best match of the year because there was so much emotion
Yeah,
involved.
it was like 3, 4, 5 years of build-up.
Yeah, just to get to that one spot, and with the interferences that they had with The Rock, with The Undertaker.
I watched it again the other day.
So did I.
I
watched it. I still get goosebumps when I watch it too. Crazy. If you guys haven't seen it, you have to go back and watch that.
The full match is on their YouTube too, so you don't even have to pay for it.
There you go. Yeah. It's life-changing. You have to, even if you don't like wrestling, go back and watch that one match. You'll become a wrestling fan. Yeah, when you become a wrestling fan, make sure you jump onto us.
Make sure you follow us.
Make sure you follow us, ladies and gentlemen. So to Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, the match was incredible.
Loved it.
The second best match of the year by far. Where they're going from now, I know that CM Punk, and I'm going to say it now and agree with you, is going to win the Royal Rumble. It's his year to do so. I see the smirk on your face.
Oh, man, I just want it so bad.
Yeah. And I think he's going to win the Royal Rumble. He's got everything that WWE need to be that main event push, to be a face, to be on the mic, to do everything. There's so many matchups that we want to see that CM Punk has nowhere near touched upon, which he can go through. Let's just name 3 names off the top of our head. Now, Cody Rhodes. Seth Rollins. I'm going to say Roman Reigns, and the weird part is that we haven't even touched upon John Cena of the matches that we want to see CM Punk do. So if we could give him the Royal Rumble win and just give him a full year of just doing what CM Punk does best, it's going to be absolutely incredible.
If Punk doesn't win the Rumble, who does?
Jey Uso.
Wow. Okay.
Jey Uso. So CM Punk, I believe, is going to be out all the way until Royal Rumble. I don't see him coming back for another feud before Royal Rumble because of the simple fact of he got injured in the Royal Rumble. He's putting his body on the line every single match for us, which we're totally grateful for, every single time. So when he's doing it, once again, he's not getting any younger. He's only getting older. So why not wait all the way up until the Royal Rumble? He's not going to get injured in the Royal Rumble. He's not going to do that again to himself. Then he's going to win the Royal Rumble. Agree? Disagree?
Because he is probably he's my second favorite wrestler of all time, and he's my favorite currently. My opinion is so biased that I just want to believe everything you just said. So I can't objectively remove myself and be like, yeah, maybe like Jay or someone else will win the Royal Rumble. Like, I can't even think of another winner that I like. Trying to think of the Rumble right now, other than Jay or Punk, there's no one with enough momentum. Like LA Knight's the United States champion, Breaker's the IC champ. They're not winning it. I can't think of anybody else right now. Maybe you guys let us know in the comments who you think will win the Royal Rumble, because I got no idea.
But I don't even think you could.
McIntyre, maybe?
You did.
But he won one a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he did.
And he won the Money in the Bank this year.
That he did, and he's had a lot of moments taken away from himself. But then if I could throw a left fielder in there, do we just get somebody totally new into the picture, like Logan Paul? Could Logan Paul win the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Who knows? But going back onto CM Punk, do you believe that they'll bring him back before the Royal Rumble?
They could. I think they'll bring him back just before. So maybe like Saturday night's main event, they bring him back. Because I don't see him having anything to do with Survivor Series either.
Nah.
I don't see McIntyre either. I could see them both coming back at maybe like Saturday night's main event.
Yep.
Maybe there's like a talking segment that Rollins is doing.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Right before Punk went away, Rollins came out just as Punk was walking away, and they had that face-off.
Yeah.
Which hinted at WrestleMania. So maybe, and Rollins said today on Crown Jewel about finding a way to get back into the world title picture. Maybe Rollins finds a way to win the world title.
Yep.
At, I don't know, the end of the year, or at the maybe earlier on in the year next year, and then Punk wins the Rumble, Seth and Rollins right there.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Sharpy. Okay, that's a good one. That is a good one. Who knows?
It's hard. Yeah. I'm so biased, I want it to happen.
So then we've touched upon CM Punk now, obviously with the Hell in a Cell. So Drew McIntyre, What's next for Drew McIntyre?
Yeah, that's
Thoughts?
hard. I really don't know.
a difficult
He had a massive 12 months with Punk.
Yeah.
And he had to hold up for 8 months of Punk being injured.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably only about 5 or 6 months that he was really injured, that he was out of commission for. But McIntyre had such a phenomenal year on the mic. He deserves whatever if he has an opponent he wants to wrestle or whatever he wants to do, he deserves. See, the thing is, I could see him and Punk taking each other out of the Rumble.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But I believe that feud is squashed.
It should be squashed.
Now,
Yes.
I'm going to throw something out there right now, and I'm going to say it right here, that I believe Drew McIntyre is going to come back in 2025, and the first feud that John Cena is going to have
Oh, wow.
will be against McIntyre.
Wow.
McIntyre
Two
is
of them on the mic would be
incredible.
unreal.
Absolutely incredible. And we know that John Cena, the GOAT, thinks the world of McIntyre. So what would you have the biggest baby face in the company besides Cody against one of the biggest heels in the company of 2024 go against each other?
Yeah, I like
to
that.
me, that's just poetry.
Yeah.
That's just money. That
have
is
them
just
on the mic, just
makes
give them
sense.
a 30-minute promo just against each other. Just let them just go ad lib out there and just go off at each other.
Just Triple H just goes, there's a microphone, John. There's a microphone, Drew. There's the ring. That's it.
You've got half an hour. We'll let you know when you've got 2 minutes left. And have fun, boys. Go
Do your thing.
Go
And then
tear
those guys
shreds
will
off each
just,
other.
and they'll put on the best, absolutely the best thing ever. So I'm still sticking with Drew McIntyre's #1 feud will be against John Cena once he comes back in
Start of the year.
2025.
I like it. That's
Lock
killer.
it in. Lock it in.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I can't really think of anybody else that he has ongoing issues with at the moment. So the Punk feud, let's pretend it's completely done.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit with Seth as well. They had a little bit of, but they wrestled a lot recently.
They've
so
done heaps.
yeah,
heaps.
I think it's really hard. I don't know. They're gonna have to figure out what to do next. Maybe he has a WWE title match against Cody at some stage.
That would be great to see. I mean, they have done that before in live events. So they've done the whole Drew and Cody thing. That's one bit.
Maybe Drew versus Cody at the Rumble.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
it's just a
yeah,
title
yeah.
match, cause.
Yep.
And then that way Drew won't win the Rumble, and maybe he could show up and I don't know, do something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Be a bit of fun though. I think Drew's possibilities are through the roof. He can do anything.
He can do anything now.
Yeah.
After that Hell in a Cell match, but not only that, the last couple of years that he's had, he can literally do anything. I mean, the bloke lost in Scotland in his home city or hometown, home country, whatever you want to call it. You know that WWE are going, listen, if you give this to us,
We'll give something back.
we'll give you whatever you want back, and it's going to be even bigger and better. And it does pay off. You just have to trust in the process of what WWE are going to do. And I think Drew is so WWE. He just trusts in the process and then just sells and sells and sells and kayfabe as much as he can.
He won the world title at Mania,
Yes.
and then he lost it.
Mm-hmm.
He won the Money in the Bank, and then he lost it. He had another shot at the title and lost it.
Mm.
Then he lost to Punk in the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Does he beat John Cena?
Oh.
And convincingly beat him. Let's say it's elimination. We don't know what Cena's doing, but let's just say he has a match against Cena. He could even have a match against Cena at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Nah, but Cena will be in the Rumble. I think.
Cena will definitely be in the Rumble.
He'll be in the Rumble. So
Cena will definitely be
maybe
in the
that's
Rumble.
out of the equation.
Yeah.
Maybe Cena's in the Elimination Chamber as well.
That is, to me, is a little bit more likely that Cena would probably win Elimination Chamber
agree.
or something else. I don't think Cena's going to win Royal Rumble just because CM Punk's going to win it.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's going to be Cena's moment. He's going to be in the Rumble, but he's just not going to win the Rumble.
Yeah.
But
It's hard.
in saying that, the possibilities of Drew can literally do whatever he wants to do. He's basically in the same boat as Cody, as CM Punk, as John Cena, as whatever. He could probably approach Triple H and go, hey man, so what's next for me? And Triple H will say, no, what's next for you? You tell me what's next for you. Let's figure it out. I think that's the way it's going to go.
I like it. Speaking on what's next for you, Triple H will be saying that to John Cena. And the question I want to know is, we've heard rumours of WWE potentially coming back in 2025 to Perth. Potentially. Will John Cena be there?
Yeet. I hope so.
Oh, God, I want to see him one more time.
Yeah, I want to see him one more time.
We saw him in 2018, but I want to see him again.
I want to see John Cena in his last year with the WWE. I'm hoping that John Cena's pushing, like, let's go back to Australia. Australians have always been good to me. Let's go back there and give them one more. I wouldn't even care if it was just like a Raw, an NXT, and a Smack. I wouldn't even care if it was just a
give
Raw.
us a SmackDown or something.
Give us
one
anything, something like that. I would not care.
Yeah, I'd go to all of it.
I'd go to every single thing that they did. Yeah. If the rumor is true that WWE are coming back to Australia in late 2025, we will be there no matter what.
100%.
We are not going to even look at the prices of flights, accommodations, and tickets. We're just going to book it, and then we'll figure it out financially after that. But we will see you guys there and everybody else that's there as well. I'm excited, and it's not even official news yet. I think it's just a rumor.
Do you think it's going to happen, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, it's going to happen. Yes, it's going to happen. The WWE came out before. I don't even think it was meant to be. I think just Triple H did it himself. He came out and thanked the Australian crowd last time at Elimination Chamber and said to them, thank you guys so much for this. This is fantastic. Love you guys. Put the mic down and walked out. You can tell Trips hates getting out there on the stage nowadays unless it's against, things that he has to do like he did at Crown Jewel today. He doesn't like having the focus on him anymore. So for him to go out of his way and do that, and it was so unplanned, that just sets a good, I'm just going to say, good taste in the mouth of WWE coming to Australia. Why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you want to come back?
They sold 50,000 something tickets as well. So they sold basically an arena.
That's it. So, and
it's an arena show. So you're going to sell more tickets than you would at Bad Blood, than you would at the Scotland show, the Bash in Berlin show, the France show. We sold more tickets, almost doubled those shows. We had 50 something thousand people there.
Yeah.
I think they have to do it because
You'd think
it's
they
worth
would.
it, and they've done it. They've done it, and so they know that if they come back and they put on another good show, and if Cena's there, it'll be even bigger.
Even bigger.
They'd sell 60.
100%. And in the end of the day, WWE are a business, and they came over here and they made so much money off of us. I mean, the merch booths alone were pretty much sold out in the first days. Like, the lines were just so long. I mean, the merch booth people were fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Gave you the time of day once you got to the front of the line. But there was a lot of times, I'll take this, no, it's sold out. So in the business form of WWE coming back to Australia, it just makes sense, and is in a business form of coming back to Australia, as in giving the fans what they want. Please come back to Australia.
Please
come back to Australia.
We love you a long time.
We love you. Come back. Please, we want to see it. Come on.
Yes, we do. What kind of show would it be?
Don't care.
Don't care. Just give us something.
I'm going to say Money in the Bank. I think you said that earlier on today. I'm going to say Money in the Bank.
But if it's late in the year, it won't be.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank's normally around that July, August mark.
Yep.
Either before or after SummerSlam. So and it won't be Survivor Series. They're not going to give us Survivor Series.
Nah, I don't think they would.
It might be like a Bad Blood or a Saturday night's main event. But I'm with you. I don't care what it is. Just come here.
Just come here. Absolutely.
Yeah, please. We love you a long time. Let us know, guys, in the comments below. Do you think they're going to come to Australia, or are we going to miss out in 2025? Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. We will see you guys in the next episode of WrestleChats every Friday here on YouTube. Bye for now. Peace.